talking with Bryan Harvey, the head women's basketball coach, and Jacole Hairston, Ferrum's. After Ferrum, Randolph-Macon's 69-65 win by Randolph-Macon over Ferrum. Coach Harvey, you want to have an opening statement?
Yeah, it was a tough loss. One of the things that we always like to do is challenge yourself and play against some of the best Division III teams in the country, and I think Randolph-Macon is clearly one of the better teams in the country. 23-6 last year, and have pretty much their whole team back from last year. So there's no embarrassment in losing, a tough game against a good team. Some things that we need to do better. Clearly, we need to rebound a little bit better. I mean, we may have won the rebounding battle, but I thought they got some key offensive rebounds. We got to guard a little bit better. I think they made some big shots down the stretch, but we've got to be able to get stops when we need to get stops. And I didn't feel like we were able to get stops at the end. We were trading threes for twos, and you can't do that when you're behind. And I made a mistake as a coach there at the end. We were down three, and tried to draw something up in the timeout. And usually we work on last-second situations and always do things that we practice, and I tried to do something different than we practice, and we didn't execute it very well, and that's completely on me.
Was that the last?
It was possession when we were down three. When we were down three, and we had the ball out on the side, and tried to run something that we hadn't practiced, we hadn't worked on.
That's a possession where you did not get a shot.
We didn't get a shot. Correct.
You turned over.
Yeah. Yes. Correct. And that's completely on me. That's not on the kids at all. So, we work. Yeah, every day in practice we do last-second situations, special situations, and we have a set of plays that we run in those situations, and I should have stuck with that. I thought Jacole was hot, and I tried to do something a little bit different than we normally do, and we just didn't execute. And that's that's me. If I had to do it over again, I'd like to change that. But it's the way it goes. I thought, first half shot selection was a little bit questionable, and when we did get good shots, we didn't finish. Second half, I thought we finished a little bit better, but we kind of dug ourselves in a hole. And the Parsons kid is a special player for them. She made a lot of big plays down the stretch, and the Anderson kid's an awfully good player. We knew them coming in, and both of those kids really stepped up and had big nights against us. But once again, I thought our kids played hard. They competed till the end. And what we talked about in the locker room, all the things that we could have done a little bit better. We could have shot free throws a little bit better. We could have made some of those easy ones that we missed. With all that being said, we're playing a team that was 23-6 last year, and it's a one-possession game. We got a chance to win at the end of the game. So you got to be proud of the way the kids competed. And our kids are disappointed. One of our goals, we love playing at home. We feel like we got a great home atmosphere, and we love playing at home, and our kids, they don't like to lose at home. One of the goals is to go undefeated at home, and when you lose the first one, that's kind of tough. But we sat down on Wednesday night and talked about a bunch of goals for the season, and we got a bunch of goals out in front of us, and we're going to get better, and we're going to keep working hard. And some of those young players are, they're young freshmen, but they're going to have to play a big role for us this year, and they're going to get better. And I think as they get better, we're going to get better as a team, and I think we're going to be okay.
You talked preseason a little bit about you liked your depth.
Mm-hmm.
So you followed the script you thought you had. I think you said you could go 10, 11. I guess how many actually got it? 10 or 11 got in.
I think we played 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was 10.
Yeah, it was 10 players.
Yeah, I think we played 10.
Pretty much followed your script then, didn't you?
Yeah, I think we're going to play 10, and like you said, if we get Kylene back, and still don't know exactly what's going on with Jess. We'll find out a little bit more this week with Jess, but if we get those back, we might even be able to go.
She hurt?
Jess got hurt in practice on Thursday night.
Are they like injuries with her? And
yes.
Her and Color had basically the same injury?
Yes, we think so. We don't have definite yet, but yes, we think so. So.
Jacole, we lost a lot of seniors last year. You're one of the seniors back this year. What's that turned out for you stepping into a different role this year?
I just knew maybe I had to be more of an offensive threat than I had usually been in the past because, we had 4 good seniors, and pretty much if somebody was off at night, somebody was always there to pick up the slack. So I feel like I had to increase my offensive role.
Well, you certainly did that. Put up 20 points tonight.
Did you pay attention to the stat sheet at halftime? I mean, you opened up 1 for 11, and then you caught fire in the second half. I was wondering.
No, I didn't know. I mean, I knew I shot badly, but I just knew I had to keep shooting. You know, I knew eventually it'll fall. So.
She had a lot of big shots down the stretch, and
Well, I mean, when you hit the first one at the start of the half, and then you followed up with a 3-pointer, I mean, that way, I guess then you knew you were going to probably be on, or after going 1 for 11. I mean.
Oh well, I just kept shooting and hoping it was going in. So that was basically all there was to it.
the scorer's got to have that mentality. You know, the next shot's going in. You got to have that mentality that you're going to make the next shot, as long as you're taking good shots. You know, and I think. You know, she took good shots, and she knocked down a lot of big shots down the stretch. And you know, Jacole's hard to guard. She can do a lot of things with the basketball in her hands, and she's hard to guard. And
you talked about, obviously, it wasn't part of the game plan to trade the twos. We got to the situation where you were trading 2s to 3s down the street. I mean, you think you're going to be that good a 3-point shooting team in stressful situations? Or?
We can shoot the 3. We have a lot of kids that can shoot the 3. I think right now what we've got to learn is we got to take good 3s. And I think when we take good 3s, we're going to shoot a high percentage. I felt like in the first half we were, 0 for 7, and I think a lot of those were contested shots, and they were contested shots early in the shot clock. And, you know, if you're a shooter always feels like they're open. And the thing that I'm trying to stress upon them is, you know, we want to play inside out. We want to get paint touches and then play off of those paint touches. And I felt like in the first half, we took a lot of contested jump shots, and that's not our strength. And I thought in the second half, you know, I thought we did a better job of getting the ball to the spots that we wanted to get the ball, and that opens things up for us on the perimeter. You know, as good as Jacole drives it, as good as Zarkia can drive the ball, as good as Kamani's going to be in the post for us, that's going to open a lot of things up for our outside shooters. And but we need to get the ball into the paint first and then play off of that action. And
so you want Kamani Crawford to get, now that she's going to be your predominantly veteran post player for a while, you want her to get more touches than she got tonight? Or?
You know, I don't know that she's got to get more touches. I think we just got to play through her. You know, I think she's such a big presence inside that teams are going to have to double team and really double down on her. And when they double down on her, that opens things up for Krista Cox and Jacole and Jasmine and the kids outside that shoot the 3 for us. And I think that the ball needs to go through her. And like I said, with Jacole and Zarkia, they're going to put the ball on the floor and get the ball to the basket. And the same thing, when they get to the basket, people are going to have to help. When they help, then we spot up and we pitch it out for the 3s. And I think that's when we're our best, when we do those things.
Was Randolph-Macon quicker than you thought they were?
No. I mean, they were good. They were good, and but they did.
Because I mean, when they were matching you basket for bat 2s for 3, I mean, they were attacking you and scoring at the heart of your defense.
That's what they do. I mean, and Jacole can tell you. We talked about it in the locker room before the game. Like, they spread you out, and they can drive it from all positions, and they put the ball on the floor. And defensively, you've got to sit and work, and you've got to, we say, guard your yard. You've got to be able to win that first step, and then your teammates are supposed to be in gaps to help on the drive. And one, we probably didn't guard our yard as well as we needed to, and then 2, you know, our other defenders weren't in their gaps like they needed to be in their gaps. And then they make you pay when you do that. And they made us pay tonight.
Well, then how well overall do you think you did in half-court defense? Because she was saying that she thought that they played your tempo. You made them play your tempo. And you've said in preseason that you want to be more half-court oriented.
Yeah. You know, maybe they did play our tempo. I don't know. You know, I'm not sure. I just feel like our goal defensively is to make teams take contested jump shots. And at the end of the game, they were shooting contested layups, you know, and that's not what we want. Like, we need to keep the ball out of the paint, and we need to make them shoot contested jump shots. And at the end of the game, their last 4 or 5 baskets were contested layups.
So how about your half-court offense? You thought you needs work, or is it?
Got room for improvement.
Okay.
Room for improvement. We hit some big shots down the stretch, and you know, we put some points up down the stretch because we hit some big shots, but room for improvement. I mean, I'm not looking at a stat sheet. What did we shoot from the field?
I'm not looking at one either.
Overall for the game, really shot 38%. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, they shot 38%. We shot 39%.
Yeah, so we're typically in the high 40s, and we shot 39%. So, you know, we gotta, and some of those I think were shots that we normally make. You know, we just got to shoot. I think we got to do a better job, and we got to finish some. Yeah, I mean, and it happens in a game. You're gonna miss shots, but if you look at some of those shots we got in the paint, we had 4 or 5 3-foot shots in the paint that were really uncontested, and we didn't make them. You know, and those, you know, you look back on that and you think, hey, you make those, it's a different story. And then from the free throw line, you know, we got the free throw line 25 times, which is good, but you can't shoot 60%. You know, we're usually 75% free throw shooting team. So, I mean, those 2 areas right there, and you lose a game by 4 points and you shoot 39% from the field and 60% from the free throw line. I mean, that's the difference.
So when did you go over? Did you go over the 1,000 before the conference tournament?
She did it in the last regular season game of the season last year at NC Wesleyan.
Oh, okay.
And we typically recognize them at the next home game, but the next home game was a conference tournament game. And since it was a tournament game, it's got to be a neutral, even though it's a home game, it's got to be a neutral atmosphere. Yes.
Right. League
So,
rules, you can't have
yes.
any type of ceremonies.
So we couldn't do it after that game. So we wanted to make sure we honored her in the first home game that we could. So that's.
So you went over in the final regular season game last year, okay?
Yeah.
I just figured it was already done.
With all the conference tournament
Yeah.
games and the NCAA tournament games, she jumped 3 spots in the.
Yeah, because I was tracking. I couldn't remember if you were over. Yeah, I thought you were over, and I was tracking it the other day when I was doing something. And I said, okay, and then it caught me off guard that they were, because I didn't get a program when I walked in like a dodo. But thanks. Suffice it to say.
All right. Well, thanks, Coach. Thanks,
Thank you.
Jacole.
You're welcome.